Everyone, it's been a little while since I made a video, so I figured I'd do a little something that you can use in my absence, should you so choose. Today's practice does not require any equipment, so go ahead and get that wonderful body and come on up to stand. Today we're going to be focusing a lot on balance. So using that body weight, controlling what we've got, and focusing in on balancing the body. So we'll start just with a bit of a march. Side to side, getting used to being on one foot. You can get those arms going. We've got 30 seconds here. If you feel like you want to go a little faster, by all means, go for it. And you'll notice that I'm drawing my knees ever so slightly across the body, maybe starting to wake up the core a bit that way. And last 10 seconds here. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's add to it a little bit. Now we're going to do cross body tap. You're going to find pressure and release, and then twist to tap and release. So similar to that march, we're going side to side. We're pressing hand into leg, leg into hand. And it might be a little bit wobbly. That's okay. Maybe you can take a pause, finding a little bit more tension, taking your gaze off the screen, because looking at me is gonna, whoo, I'm wobbly too, mess with your balance. Last 10 seconds here. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Fantastic. Little baby bend in the knees. Let's get some lateral movement going on. Alternate limb lifts side to side. We lift and release, and then other side, switch and release. 30 seconds here. Take your time, thinking wrist in line with shoulder and leg as high as you can go. And you'll notice I'm keeping a little bend in my standing leg to help with balance. Good. And this is a practice that we can kind of do at random times whenever we see fit so that we can maintain that really good balance. Maybe even practicing standing on one leg at the grocery store or while you're waiting in line somewhere, just so we can keep this strong. Last 3, 2, and release. All right, let's start getting some movement behind the body. Little bend in the knees. Hands can come together. I reach right arm, left leg. Out and in, and then other side. Switch and in. 30 seconds, bit of a brain bender as well. If you want an extra challenge, you can hover the back foot off the floor. But I don't care so much about how high the leg is, more so how straight that back leg is. Good. Core is working to support us here. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next 30 seconds, feet are hips distance. We're doing our skiers. We bend the knees, hips come back, arms come back. As we rise up, reach up, heels lift up. Oop, there goes my head. Bending the knees, we hinge forward, arms come back. We rise up, reach up, heels up. 30 seconds here, keep going. You'll notice as I shift my hips back, my knees are behind my toes. So we want to make sure we're not overloading the knees. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift those heels. Arms can come down by the sides. You can either do wings or hands on hips. Little heel lifts. We have 8. Going as high as we can. 6. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the heels, shake it out. We're gonna go through that practice one more time, and then we'll come on down to the floor. First 30 seconds, it's the opposite hand to leg, finding tension. So we lift one side, press, and then come back through center. We switch other side, press, and back through center. The hand that's not pressing, you can do whatever you want with it. You can do hand on hip. You can even do wing, if that might help with balance. I would argue that this might be the hardest one of our balance challenge. Yeah. We have 8 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Next 30 seconds, soft bend in the knees, feet can be under hips, lateral lifts. We're going alternate limbs up and release, and then other side. Switch and lower. Take your time. The goal here is not quantity, it's quality. Maybe thinking about how we can turn those side abs on to help lift the leg. And last 10. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. All right, moving back behind us. Feet are hips distance, soft bend in the knees, shoulders hinge forward. We're extending one set of limbs out and in, and then alternating other side. Switch and in. Option to float the back foot if you're feeling nice and stable. Seeing where we can find even more length in the leg. Yes. Good, core is strong and supportive. And last 10. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Come on up to stand, keeping the feet hips distance. Last little bit of standing work and then we'll come down. We bend the knees, sink the hips back, arms back. We rise up, reach up, heels up. As I rise up onto my heels, I'm imagining that I have a string pulling the top of my head up towards the ceiling. Yes, heels as high as you can go, arms alongside ears. In 10 seconds, we'll release the arms. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, arms release. We go off the heels, on the heels. Off the heels, on the heels. Last 6, the whole body is long and strong. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release those heels. Let's come down onto the mat. Making your way to the back edge of your mat, bend your knees, root your palms into the floor. Give the legs a wiggle side to side. If palms on the floor isn't possible, you can do fingertips. Ooh, big stretch. And then as we bend the knees, we're coming down into tabletop position. So there's a few things we're going to do here, and I'll give you some options to make them more or less challenging. We're going to start going side to side, just some fire hydrants to wake the hips up, warm the hips up. And then we'll have the option to make it more challenging. We'll do 6 more. Arms are nice and straight and strong and supportive. Maybe seeing if you have space to lift the leg a little bit higher. And last 2. And 1. All right. Maybe going side to side is a good option for you today. If you're wanting a bit more of a challenge, I'm gonna rotate so we can see. You're gonna take your left arm into a 90-degree angle, as if you were like, hi, nice to meet you, but with the opposite hand. Now, option to hold here, or option to do arm and alternate leg. Lift and release. Option to do just the arm, just the leg, or both. Ooh, that right arm is working hard to support us. We have 4. And 3, seeing if we can get elbow in line with shoulder. Last 2. And 1 more. And lift and release. Let's go ahead and give the hands a break. Come on back to sit, roll the wrists around. And we'll move on to the other side. Back into tabletop. Option to take the left arm, the right arm into 90-degree angle. You're shaking someone's hand. Now, option to do just the arm, just the leg, or both. We lift right arm, left leg. Out and center. Leg can touch the floor. Out and center. 4 more. Kind of an awkward movement. Really good for balance and stability though. We have 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Lift and release. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and drop those hips over to one side, extending the legs to straight-ish. Reach the arms up, take a big breath in. As you exhale, dive forward and fold, maybe grabbing outer edges of the feet. Shake your head, yes. You're practicing, we're here. And then as we roll on up to sit, options here. The closer the hands are to the hips, the harder this is going to be. So let's start at a bit of an angle. I'd like back to be flat, so we don't want to be slouching into ourselves. If being on hands does not feel good for you, you can drop down onto elbows. Student's choice. Let's march. Right knee in, and release, and switch, and release. You're noticing that my spine is staying straight. It's not rounding at all. If you'd like more of a challenge here, we're walking hands closer to hips. Ooh, yeah. Abs are working to help pull the knees in. If you're feeling super spicy here, you can do it with no hands. Last 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Reach those arms forward. Take a big stretch. Imagine I'm pulling on your fingers. And then keeping that C shape of the spine, let's come all the way down onto our backs, nice and slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. We reach back, imagine I'm pulling on your fingertips again. And then we roll all the way up and over, back to that seated stretch. Excellent. We're going to do a few more of those, and I'm going to give you an option to make it more challenging if you'd like. So let's come all the way down onto the back. Arms reach back. Option to roll up normally, or if you're wanting more of a challenge, start to roll up, drawing left knee in. Good. Now, if you're taking this option, we're going to come all the way down, extending leg to straight. And then as we roll up, we draw right knee in. So we're going side to side. Yes. 4 more. Option to keep both legs down, or option to do that roll up march. Maybe if you're feeling really spicy, you can reach towards the bottom edge of your foot. Just something to work towards. 2 more. And up we go. And last one. All the way down. and back up. Go ahead and release the leg, reach the arms forward, take a big breath in. As you exhale, we're gonna roll down slowly onto our backs for 7, 6, heels heavy, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a rock side to side. And then from here, we're gonna do a little bit of core, and then we're gonna go back to some balance stuff. Option to keep your head on the mat. Option to lift your head, whichever feels best for your neck. Extend your right leg to straight, single leg stretch. Peace fingers on our left leg, pulse, pulse, and switch, pulse, and pulse, pulse, and switch, pulse. If your head is off the mat, chin into chest, we're looking into the belly button, back of the neck is long. We have 6 more. Notice that the torso, the rest of the body isn't rocking. So we're keeping some stability here. Yeah. Last 2. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Pulse, and rest. Take a breath in. As you exhale, option to lift the head using the hands, or option to leave the head down, leaving arms down, whatever your neck needs. Pulling right knee in. Same thing, no hands. Pulse, pulse, and switch, pulse. And pulse, pulse, and switch, pulse. We have 8 more. You'll notice that only that bent knee is moving. The rest of the body is really stable. Yes, 6. We have 4. And 3. Last 2. Draw a knee in, hold. One more thing, elbow to knee. And switch. A familiar series. Switch. And switch. We have 8. If your head is down, just keep drawing alternate knee in. 6. Almost there. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Let the whole thing relax. Pull your knees in, circle them around one way. Low spine massage. And around the other way. And then go ahead and release the feet to the floor. Arms reach back behind you. If you need to bend your elbows to keep your hands on the floor, that's fine, but let's let the backs of the hands rest. As we roll up into bridge, nice and slowly, we pull the arms down. I'm gonna scoot down so we can see a little bit better. As we come out of that bridge, arms reach back behind us, but we're keeping this movement so slow and controlled. Low spine presses down. We roll up into bridge, pulling arms down. As we come out of that bridge with control, we reach the arms up and back behind us. Fantastic. One more time. Roll on up. And come back down. Go ahead and pull the arms down by the sides. Press your hips up into bridge, hold here, and then start to lift your left foot off the floor. Wonderful. Now, we're gonna drop the left knee, open to the left, ooh, and then pull that knee back through center. We tap the hips to the floor and lift. We open the knee to the left, back through center, tap, and lift. 2 more. Left hip stays even with right hip, so we're not dumping over to the side. We're just opening that hip up. Last one. Over and center, hold. Option to keep the knee bent easier or extend the leg more challenging. Little pulses, hips up and up. Feel that right glute turn on for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. Step your left foot down. Breath in, hips all the way up. Exhale, hips come down really slowly. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your feet mat width apart. And then windshield wiper the knees side to side to reset. Before we do the other side, let's work on a bit more core. As we're working on this core, the whole goal is to keep the torso stable. We don't want to be rocking and rolling. So just food for thought here. Take the hands to the shins, toes are pointed. Option to lift your head or not. We take a breath in, we extend everything out. Exhale, circle the arms around, pull the knees in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, around and in. We have 6 more. The lower you drop your legs, the more challenging it will be. Making sure that low spine stays imprinted into the floor the whole time. We're halfway there. Last 4. I'm pulling on your toes, the legs are so long. And 3. We have 2. On this next one, option to work into it, you don't have to. Extend. If your head is lifted, hands come behind the head. Little baby flutter kicks. If head is down, keep it down. Spine is down. Belly button is down. We have 8. 7. Legs are so long. Torso is stable. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Release everything. Give the knees a nice pull. Deep breath. Let's do the other side of our bridge. Rooting the feet into the floor. Hands can come down by the sides. We roll nice and slowly. We lift the right foot off the floor. We drop the right knee to the right. We bring it back through center. We come all the way down, hips to floor. We press back up into bridge. Feel that left glute turn on. Open and center. All the way down. All the way up. 2 more. Center. And down. And lift. Last one. Open, center, hold. Feel your left glute turn on. Option to keep the knee bent, slightly easier. Option to extend straight, harder. Little pulses, hips up and up. Hello, left glute. We have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and hold. Press your right foot down. Breath in, hips all the way up. Exhale, come down nice and slowly. Yes, give those knees a wiggle side to side. We have our plank, and then we will start to round out our practice with a bit of stretching. All right, option to rock and roll over onto one side, or option to rock and roll up to sit. Let's come back onto hands and knees. Student's choice whether you want to do plank on your palms or whether you want to do plank on your forearms. We're doing 2 30-second planks. First 30 seconds, start to step back into your plank and hold it. If you'd like an extra challenge in your plank here, lift your left foot, release, lift your right foot, release. In the spirit of balance, we're going to march. We're halfway there. Keep pulling your heels back so the hips aren't piking up or sagging down. In 5, we'll release the knees to the mat. We have 4, 3, 2, and release. Drop the knees, walk the hips back. Take a child's pose for a moment. I know this has been a faster practice. Let those shoulders, the spine soften. And then when you're ready, start to make your way back onto either your palms or forearms, student's choice. I'm gonna do forearms. Second 30 seconds, step back into plank. If you'd like an extra challenge here, you're going to tap hand to opposite thigh under the body. Hello, balance. Reach and tap, and release, and switch, and release. We're doing our best to keep our hips stable. If you need to step your feet a little bit wider to help with that, you can. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Release the knees, give the hips a wiggle side to side. And then let's do a bit of stretching. Go ahead and drop the hips over to one side. Take the legs into a cross-legged or otherwise comfortable seat. And we're gonna just do a twist side to side. Letting the shoulders fall away from the ears as much as you can. We have 4. And 2. And 1. Now, our stretching is going to be a little bit of balance as well. I know. Come on up to stand. All right, if you're not wanting any more balance here, that's fine. Take your feet hips distance. If you're up for a little bit more, cross your left leg in front of your right leg, and then walk down, forward fold. Couple deep breaths. Shake the head to release any tension. And then start to roll back up to stand. If you took the cross leg, go ahead and switch sides. Right leg in front of left, forward fold. Otherwise, just take another forward fold. Shake your head no. Let the upper body soften. And then nice and slowly start to come back up to stand. Last stretch here. If you'd like it to be a balance challenge, you're going to do it without a wall. If you don't want a balance challenge, you can take a hand to a wall, a desk, a chair, a friend, a partner. Shifting your weight into your right foot. Start to grab your left foot. If you can't grab, just kick back, pretend. We're gonna drop knee to knee and pull the left knee back as much as we can. Chest up. We should feel a nice stretch across the front of the thigh. If you want to take the other arm out as a wing, you can. If you want to kick foot into hand to intensify the stretch, you can. Good. Let's go ahead and release and switch. Option to take hand to a surface. And then we're going to kick right foot into right hand or pretend to. We drop knee to knee. We pull the knee back as much as we can. Chest up. We're nice and tall and proud. We're kicking foot into hand. Maybe we want to take a wing. Maybe we want to take a breath. And then as you start to release that foot, reach up, grab those elbows, pull them back. Switch the grip of the elbows, opposite one on top. Let your shoulders soften. We don't want to have earrings. And then as you reach your arms up, give yourself a round of applause. 30 minutes, but not necessarily an easy practice. Good job, everybody. I hope wherever this video finds you, you're having a good day, and I'll see you soon.